everyone. So if you can see me and hear me, can you quickly give me a yes or a no so that I know I'm audible and visible, and then we can start the session. I will also quickly check and see if I am. So today's session, of course, is a CAT 2025 VRC session. Okay, I think I'm audible and visible. So this is a session for VRC where we are covering previous year questions from different, of different formats, which will help you prepare for CAT 2025. So what this will do is this will give you an orientation into the type of questions that you will find over the various exams that you will be writing. So of course you will write ZAT, you will write NMAT, Hi Wish, you will write ZAT, you will write NMAT, you will write SNAP, and of course you will write CAT. So what I have done is I have given you an orientation into the NMAT type of questions. I've also given you an orientation into SNAP type of questions, and today I'm covering some questions from ZAT so that you get a full picture of the kind of questions that you will require to prepare for while you're preparing for CAT 2025. So that's the idea here, that we are absolutely solidly prepared. So good morning, everyone. Welcome. Let's get started in today's session. We are covering a few questions from ZAT. And these are very interesting questions. See, when you're preparing for CAT 2025, it is not just going to be CAT that you will be preparing for. You will be preparing for other exams also, because of course you want to cover your bases, and of course you want to apply to some good colleges such as XLRI, Jamshedpur, or Exam Bhubaneswar, or other such colleges, or Narsi Monji in Mumbai, or Symbiosis colleges. So all of that. Therefore, you need to make sure that whatever you're doing very well, and that you're covering all the different types of questions. Am I audible right now? Can you quickly tell me, one of you? I think Vish is not able to hear me. Now, can you quickly tell me, one of you? I think Vish is. I'm able to hear myself on my phone. So you please, all of you, check if you are able to hear me. Also, while we are starting off, please remember to hit the like button. Also, that you must share this session with your friends and other people who are preparing for this exam, as well as subscribe to our session. Once you have subscribed, only then you will be able to respond to the chats and participate in the chats. So please make sure that you're doing this. Let's get started with our session. We have plenty of questions to cover today, and we will try and do as much. So like I was telling you, we are preparing you for almost all the exams, which means we will work on topics as diverse as vocabulary, because that will be part of so many of your exams. We will cover grammar, we will cover reading comprehension, we will cover reasoning, all types of reasoning, the critical reasoning, and we will cover para-based questions. So all of this is going to be covered within these sessions that we are going to be doing. So do make sure that you're here, and do make sure that you're watching, and do make sure that you're following all of these sessions. And that's why I said that you must subscribe, so that you are able to access and get notifications of all our sessions. All right, so just very quickly, so tomorrow there is a session happening on top college forms to fill. So do make sure that you're joining in, and that you are able to come and view this session. That's very, very important. So do make sure that you're watching. Sazil will be taking up this session, which will be all about top college forms to fill before and after CAT examinations. So do make sure that you're watching this one. It's going to be very, very important. And also remember, like I said, if you have subscribed, you will get a notification to the sessions. Okay. All right, let's get started. We've got some very interesting questions today for you guys. Let's take a moment and see what this question is. So, here is a question which is based on critical reasoning. The question here says, which of the following will be a most meaningful conclusion of the passage? So, here is a passage given to you. You have to identify what the correct conclusion is. So, what we will do is we will take a moment and we will try and read the question and understand, and then I will discuss this. So what I will do is I'll move myself out of the screen and give you 2 minutes to read this question. Okay. All right, guys, can you quickly give me your answers in the chat box? Let's get your answers in. Give me your answers in the chat box. Guys, I'm waiting for your answers. All right, I've got a 5 from Renu. Very good, Renu. Let me get answers from the others. Come on, everyone, very quickly. So, this passage is saying that as a generation, this whole generation, which is technologically wired, is now changing the way we perceive ourselves for others. So, if we earlier thought that we were not really helpful, now we know that we are helpful because we are able to teach others how to use technology, right? So how we were thinking of ourselves has changed completely and is, impacting the way our life is. Okay. So if you look at your options, option number 1 says change is the only constant. Clearly this is an extreme option and therefore cannot be the correct answer. The passage also does not say anything like that. The pandemic has increased societal dependence on technology. Well, the passage did not really talk about the pandemic, and therefore, can I conclude this? No. So, this one is the one that is out of scope for us, and so not the right answer. Look at 3. Technology is destroying families and communities. How negative is this? The passage was a very positive toned passage. This is a very negative toned passage. So, statement. So, tone mismatch is happening. So, cannot be 3, cannot be 1, cannot be 2. Let's look at option number 4 also. Option number 4 says technological advancement helps society derive meaning from work. Were we talking about how you can derive meaning from work? No. Therefore, again, 4 cannot be the answer. So, the best answer here for us will be option number 5. The technology usage has changed social relations for this generation. How we used to view ourselves vis-a-vis others has changed for us in a very big way. So, 5 has to be the correct answer, guys. I hope you got that. All right, let's look at the next question. Question number 2. Again, there are a few statements that are given. And the question says, if the above statements are true, which one of the following must also be true? So again, like I did for the previous question, I'm going to move myself out and you can solve this question. All right, guys, let's take a look at this question. This is a very interesting question. Oh, I've got some answers from Charu. She says 5. I've got an answer from Aurora, who also says 5. Let's take a look at this question. This question has to be solved using uh, reasoning or using conditionals. So, the conditional that you will use or the rule that you will use is if the condition is P or Q, there will be two solutions. The first will be not P, which leads to Q, and the second solution will be not Q, which leads to P. Okay, so now if my condition is unpopular either with the management or among workers, so my condition is unpopular with the management or unpopular with the workers. Okay, so now if I were to find a solution to this, my first pair will be something is not unpopular with the management. That means it is popular with the management. So it is unpopular with the workers. Okay. So that's my first condition. My second condition is going to be something is popular with the workers and it is unpopular with the management. So these are my two solutions. Now, the minute I start my first condition, the leave policy is bound to be unpopular either with the management or among workers. If it is unpopular with the management, it should be modified. Okay, but if you look at my two conditions, I do not have a starting from there. Okay, but if you look at my last condition, we should adopt a new policy if it is unpopular with the workers. So I have a statement which says if it is unpopular with the workers, then I need to adopt a new policy, right? You get it? And if the leave policy is unpopular with the management, I have to modify the leave policy. So these will be my two conditionals. Now, if you look at your options, option number one says if leave policy is popular with the management, then we should adopt a new policy. We should adopt a new policy. So then one is valid. If I look at the second one, we should modify the leave policy only if this will not reduce. Now remember, only if is actually then. So this one becomes if we modify the leave policy, but modifying the leave policy is right at the end. It is the effect, not the cause. So therefore, two is invalid. Look at the third one. If leave policy is popular among the workers is here in the second set, then we should adopt a new policy. But here we did not have adopt a new policy. So therefore, three is invalid. Look at four. We should modify the leave policy if modification will not reduce its popularity. This will not happen. This is so irrelevant. We should attempt to popularize. Again, all shoulds, all advice are not part of this. So the only valid conclusion from this set of conditional statements will be option number one, and that's your correct answer. Okay. All right, I hope you got that, guys. How we are solving this. This was a very beautiful question of conditionals. You did not need to do anything else. All you needed to do was solve it like a conditional. Okay, so correct answer will be option number one. Remember, either or, it was very, very clear. So we use the either or pairs. All right, let's go to the next question. The third question is a para-jumble question. So I have got 4 sentences and I've got 5 options of how to arrange this. Let's try and arrange this set into a valid sequence. Again, I'm going to give you 2 minutes to solve this question. I want everyone to answer. Whether you get it right or you get it wrong, don't worry about it. This is just a practice and an understanding. So please answer. I want everyone to answer. Okay. 2, 3 is a pair. Well, there are so many options that have 2, 3. I've got 2, 3 in option number 2. I've got 2, 3 in option number 3. I've got 2, 3 in option number 4. So what is the right answer? I cannot just say that, okay, 2, 3 is a pair. Right. So out of this long history, I wish to quote here only one date, the year 1953. In that year, Miller and Urey carried out their famous experiment about the primordial universal soup, whose foundations had been something something. Right now, very interesting. This universal soup is expanded in sentence number 4, isn't it? From a mixture of 5 gases, methane, phalana, ammonia, carbon dioxide, hydrogen, and so you complex molecules were produced, including amino acids. So 2, 3, and 4 is actually a pair, right? And then my problem is where to place sentence number 1. Look at sentence number 1. Our knowledge about life developed over the centuries thanks to the many philosophers, physicists, chemists, and biologists who examined such complex matters according to their different points of view. So this is a very beautiful introductory sentence. It introduces the idea that we should be thankful to these people, to the philosophers, physicists, chemists, biologists. They've examined such complex matters. And then 2, 3, 4 is a very beautiful example of this introductory sentence, right? So therefore, there can only be one sequence here. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, and no other. Okay. And I can see answers from Sorish, who said 4. I can see answers from Aurora, who said 2. I see an answer from Charu, who says 4. Aurora was right when she said 2, 3 is a pair. Then Karan said 3. So I've got a lot of answers, but yes, the correct answer absolutely was option number 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And thank you guys for, answering. I'm so happy that you guys were answering. Let's go to the next question and we'll try and solve the next one. Here you go. Now, this is a punctuation question based on grammar. So again, I'm going to give you 2 minutes to read, solve, answer, and let me get your answers on the chat box. I'm removing myself from the screen and muting myself. All right, let's take a look at this question. So this is a very interesting one. You are just looking for the correct usage of punctuation, right? And this is a parallel statement, so it gives you three descriptions. It says Italy is famous for their composers and musicians, France for their chefs, and Poland for their mathematicians and logicians. Now the first problem that I see in option number 1 is the there, right? Because Italy, France, and Poland are countries. So you cannot use there, you will have to use it's here. So therefore, clearly statement 1 is incorrect, right? Have I got some answers? Oh, I've got somebody saying an option 5, somebody saying an option 1. Others, let me get your answers. So that means statement 1 is incorrect, it will not work. Again, statement 3 is also incorrect because they're composers. So I'm cutting out 3 also. So I've eliminated 2 statements. I'm just going to look at 2, 4, and 5. So statement number 2 says Italy is famous for its composers and musicians. Okay. France for its chefs and philosophers. Poland for its mathematicians and logicians. 4 says Italy is famous for its composers and musicians. And then, okay. So the first sentence had sentence number 2 had a full stop. Sentence number 4 has a comma, right? France for its chefs and philosophers, Poland for its mathematicians, and so look at this difference, huh? And statement number 3 has Italy is famous for its composers and musicians, comma, France, and then there is a comma here for its chefs and philosophers, and Poland for its mathematicians and logicians. Now let's understand. Statement number 1 said Italy is famous for its composers and musicians. Now this is a complete sentence. The second sentence is a contraction, right? It is a contraction for France is famous for its chefs and philosophers. Instead of saying France is famous for its chefs and philosophers, we have just said France for its chefs and philosophers. So that means some punctuation is missing here right after France. Okay. Similarly, right after Poland, also some punctuation is missing. So therefore, 2 is incorrect. The same problem is in sentence number 4, that the punctuation mark for saying that some text is missing is not given in 4. If you look at sentence 5, there is a comma right after 5, after France, and there is a comma right after Poland. The comma stands for is famous for, right? So therefore, this contraction can only be done by the commas, and therefore the only sentence that's right is sentence number 5. Okay. So what a beautiful question, but what a lovely, lovely idea. All right, let's go to the next question. I know this type of question you will find in ZAT, but you will also be writing ZAT, right? If you missed out on the comma, well, that's okay. Your answer was correct, but the idea was that you should know how to do that. Okay. So if you got the right answer, well, that was just by chance. So you have to be careful about these things. Okay. All right, let's do the next question. Question number 5. Now here is a set of 5 statements you have, or 6 statements. You have to identify which option has all the correct sentences. So spot the correct sentences and then we can take it from there. Again, I'm going to give you a minute to solve this one and then we will discuss. Let's quickly get your answers in, everyone. Okay, I've got one answer from Sorish who says 5 is the correct answer. I'm waiting for the others. Okay, Karan, Aurora, Charu. Let's get your answers, guys. Shubhang, Vish. Let's take a look at this question. It's a very interesting question. So you have to choose the option that has all the correct sentences. So if I start reading my first sentences, exam will begin from 2 p.m. on January. Exam will begin at 2 p.m. on January 8th. And therefore, the first sentence is incorrect. So I can eliminate options 2 and 3 straight away. Okay. I look at the second statement. While entering into the college building, he saw a statue of, saw the statue of Mahatma Gandhi. While entering into, you don't need into, entering means going into. So therefore, 2 has an error too. So I will eliminate option number 1 also. The government has entered into a discussion with the local bodies for keeping the streets clean. This is a correct sentence. I will start my world tour from Sri Lanka. Okay, this appears to be a correct sentence. Amitabh Bachchan is married with Jaya Bachchan, married to Jaya Bachchan. So therefore, 5 has an error. So I'm going to eliminate option number 4. So I come to my correct answer, which is 3, 4, and 6. I have been working on this project for 3 weeks. That's a perfectly correct sentence. So 3, 4, 6, correct answer. And that's what we get. Charu had option number 1. Charu, I hope you understood. 2 and 5 में confusion है. Aurora says, हाँ, confusion था, of course. Karan said 2. Yes, so I hope you got it. Why we got 5 as the correct answer. These are very small errors. They're not big errors and they're very easy to spot also. Okay, so good. Very nice, you guys. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay. Now this is a filler. Again, a very not a very difficult filler. So you have 3 blanks. Each option has the 3, possible words. Let's see which one will work here. Again, I'm going to give you a minute, not 2 minutes, 1 minute. All right, so I've started No, no, Aurora. These are all past year exam questions. There will be questions that I will make, but not right now. Now I'm giving you an understanding of the exam questions. So these are actual past year questions which we have picked up. Once we are done with familiarizing you to the pattern, then I will take up questions that we make ourselves. Now, if you have to look at this question, it says, when I ask people to name 3 recently implemented technologies that most impact our world today, they usually propose the computer, internet, and laser. Okay, all 3 were unplanned. Now, the minute I see this unplanned, something and something, and I look at astonishing and amazing. Why will I say unplanned, astonishing, and amazing? Alliteration says don't use this, don't use this. Surprising, fulfilling, and unfulfilling, no, because these two, the last two, have to remain the same. So I'll not use that. Amazing, shocking, and shocking. Unplanned, amazing, and shocking. And why shocking? So no. So unpredicted and unappreciated and unappreciated. The correct answer 5. Unplanned, unpredicted, unappreciated upon their discovery, and remained unappreciated after their initial use. And what a beautiful set of sentences that we have, right? So correct answer 5. All right, let's go to the next question and do the next one. Question number 7. Here you are. This is a very beautiful critical reasoning question. Which of the following most seriously weakens the conclusion drawn in the passage? So there is some conclusion that is drawn in the passage and it is written here. So it can be concluded what? That the election is experienced by many people as a truly psychologically traumatizing event and being potentially depression genic. This is the conclusion. You have to weaken it. You have to say that no, it's not the election, right? So take a minute. Again, I'm giving you a minute. Take a minute, read, solve, and give me an answer. Let's take a look at this question. It's such an interesting question. It says that while when facing challenges, people in today's world rely heavily on private online information seeking behavior. People who experience depression will look to the internet and try to search for remedies for depression and treatment. So recent report says there exists evidence of many searches comprising the word depression during and just after elections. So what you're concluding is that the election is causing depression. Now we have to say that it's not the election that is causing depression. So if you look at option number 1, it says the per day sale of antidepressant drugs is constant across the year. So if it is constant across the years, then that means that it is not the elections that are impacting it, right? So therefore 1 is a good choice for us. If you look at option number 2, which says a survey in countrywide shows that an election causes a significant increase in the average level of depression, this will strengthen our conclusion. So this cannot be my answer. I'll eliminate. I look at option number 3, which says election is a festival. Some people happily choose their leader. How is that related to causing a depression or not? It is so irrelevant. Again, I'll eliminate 3. Many people do not use the internet in country. X, we again, now this is out of scope because we are not concerned with the people who are not using the internet. Eliminate. Depression related advertisements are on the rise, but again, advertisements are not a problem. The problem is the use of the drugs, and therefore 5 is irrelevant. So the best answer for us will be option number 1, which I do think I've got from Karan. I Sorish has not given me the correct answer. Aurora has given me the correct answer. Very good, you guys. All those who got option number 1 as the correct answer, good job. Let's go to the last question for today. This is a very beautiful poem from from Zat of the previous or the year before that. Let's take a look, read, and answer this question. Again, I'm moving myself out of the screen and muting myself. You've got 1 minute to read it and then solve. Waiting for your answers. Let me quickly explain the poem to you. In the meanwhile, let's get your answers. Invisible atoms coming together, revealing themselves in visible forms. Seeds are hugged by the earth, which renders them as gardens in bloom. And yonder stars, are they not pearls floating on teeming seas? Scattered yet strung together in orderly constellations, love binding them to one another, and each is perpetually seeking its light. So, this poem is essentially saying that there are many different things that are all in different places. So, you have atoms which are all different and they reveal themselves in a visible form. So, atoms come together to form something. Then there are seeds which are lying in the earth, and then they come up as flowers in the gardens. And then there are stars which are like pearls on the seas. So they've come together as constellation. So it says atoms come together as things, seeds come together as a garden, and then stars come together as a constellation. So here we have so many different things which are all coming together and forming something, right? There is some connection. Now, if you look at the option, stars and seas are similar. The similarity was not the thing. So eliminate. All rivers flow into the ocean. How are we talking about all the rivers? This is yet another example. But is this the spirit of the stanza? No. United we stand, divided we fall, but we don't know if we are divided and we are falling. So not 3. Love dissolves all religious differences. How did religion come into this thing? So no. So something invisible binds disparate objects. I have different things, all very, very separately, but there is something that ties them all together, from atoms to things, from seeds to gardens, from stars to constellation. I know, Aurora, these poems seem pretty and slightly difficult, but if you spend a little bit of time and read through the poems carefully, you will be able to see the answers. And also remember that elimination is one of the best things that you can do. So do keep trying to eliminate your options. Saloni said 5 is the correct answer. Very good. Karan had given me a 1 and Pavi gave me a 5, which was a correct answer. Well, that brings us to the end of today's session, guys. Like I said, can I quickly ask you to do make sure that you're joining our session for form filling for different colleges? That's something that you must do. Thank you so much. I hope today's session was helpful. Please remember to hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons. Also, remember to hit the bell icon so that you can stay connected with us and keep getting information as to when our sessions are happening. Thank you, everybody. Have a nice day. Bye bye. I will see you soon.